Nee 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 nee. All right, I've seen all the Creed movies. I've seen the whole Rocky franchise. Well, actually, yes, I have. I have. Recently I just seen three. I haven't seen four, five, and six. Yes, Rocky Six, the one where he had to fight one last time. Yes, a lot of people forget about that one. But yes, Rocky Six, Seven, which is Creed, Rocky Eight, which is Creed Two. I mean, technically Rocky, yeah, it's okay. It's a Rocky franchise. This is the ninth. Uh, I just saw Creed 3 2 days ago. I just saw Creed 3 2 days ago. And my thoughts, let's roll it. What is good? It's your boy Dr. Beck giving with another video, and he's back. Yes, guys, I'm alive. And today we are going to be doing a review on Creed 3, directed by the one and only Michael B. Jordan. And it stars Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson and Jonathan Majors and the Creed franchise in the Rocky universe. So this is the ninth installment of the Rocky franchise. I was gonna do this because Rocky's not in Creed 3. So, side note, don't ask why I'm holding the mic like this. I don't want to hold it like this. It's just no. I want to hold it like this, like I'm holding the microphone. This is obviously the third film in the franchise. So basically, Creed 3. I just saw it 2 days ago. Let's get on to what this film is about. So what happens is that Creed, Adonis, he doesn't want to become a fighter anymore. Like, he does one last fight. He wants to become a mentor and a coach, this, that, and third. But while on that process, he comes across his friend Dame that he hasn't seen since childhood. And when they reconnected, Dame wanted to become a fighter, and Donnie wanted to, help him out a bit. And then once when he helped him out and Dame was getting into boxing, he went to this prideful, arrogant, narcissistic route. You know how it is. If you are a fighter like me, I don't like talking about myself that much and about this. I do fight and I love fighting. And if you are a fighter watching this video, you know that when you have joined fighting there was a point in time when you kind of got a bit arrogant. You kind of felt like you were on top of the world. And then when you fight someone that's better than you, faster than you, stronger than you, more skillful than you, you get a piece of that humble pie. You get your ass handed to you. You get down to becoming humble, and that's that just happens in martial arts. That just happens. Like, there have been times where I felt like I was Michael Venom Page, and then I get a Douglas Lima, right in front of me, and he punches me and kicks me, and then I'm just like, ow. But yeah, he gets prideful and very arrogant and just wants to become, just thinks he's on top of the world, think he's top dog now. And Donnie realized that he made a mistake, and now what he has to do once and for all is to fight his best friend, his friend that he knew since childhood. And who wins? I ain't gonna tell you that because this is a spoiler-free review. Okay. Now, personally for me, I've loved Michael B. Jordan since the Chronicle movie, and I love that movie. I can watch that movie 1,000 times. I've loved Michael B. Jordan. I've seen his filmography all the way to now, all the way to Creed 3, and it's so awesome and amazing how he worked to the point where he acts and he's directing his first feature film. For a person that directed their first feature film, this film was very good. I actually liked it. One of the things I loved about it was I love the colors, the color and the cinematography of the movie. It's so vibrant. It feels. I can't explain the colors. I can't explain it. It has like this beautiful color. It has like this the cinematography. It has something. I can't explain it. I might have to come back to that later. But next is the acting. The acting is great. The characters are great, and I like Jonathan Majors and how he portrayed as Dame. And I thought he was a good antagonist for a person that that just not him, not Jonathan, Dame, like his character. For someone like just to have a villain just like be thrown on into into the movie like that, and the audience, like, we have never heard of Dame before. We understand where he's coming from now, and you start to have you start to understand where he's coming from and have a bit of sympathy until you start to see both sides, on Donnie's side and Dame's side. You don't really understand at first because you never, once again, you never heard of Dame, but you see both sides and you see where they both are coming from. And I love how well fleshed out Dame's character is, and his backstory, and why he wants to do this, and this, that, and third, and also the realism. Like, if you ever got into martial arts, you know that when you get into fighting, you tend to get a bit prideful and a bit cocky. And then, like I said earlier in the video, you gotta get your ass handed to you. And then when you get your ass handed to you, you gotta get back on it. You gotta get a piece of that humble pie. So, that's one of the things I liked about the movie, is he let it get to him. And the thing that also sucked about him, though, was that he had to cheat his way to the top, so he had to use like some dirty tactics. One of the things I loved about it was I loved the story. I loved the storyline. I thought this was I was a bit skeptical about the idea at first about just bringing a childhood friend and they're gonna fight, because I felt like he had no relevancy with the Rocky franchise. I felt like, why would you just bring a childhood friend that but at the same time, I feel like this was a good idea, because we've seen so many Rocky movies where there'll just be some random opponent I would much rather see this, a childhood friend that Donnie has met, and he has helped his friend, and his friend got to the arrogance and wanted to be top dog. I'd rather see a story like this over just a random person that just challenges Donnie and wants to fight Donnie, and then Donnie wants to just fight. It'll be just like any other Rocky movie. So I felt like this was a good idea, and this was a good story, and this was greatly pulled off. One of the things I wish that they did for Dame, though, was I wish they showed his side of the story just a little bit more. I wish they showed it out in a way where we could visually see it. I mean, we have visually seen it, but we've seen it more from Donnie's perspective. I wish they showed it from Dave's perspective as well. I mean, he talks about it, he says it verbally, but I wish they also showed a story of it, visually. They wish they did, but I wish they did it from Dave's perspective. And another con that I had with this was the training montages. I wish the training montage was just I want to say longer. The runtime for it was fine. It was just, I wish it was a little bit more brutal. And the music was a little weak. I wish they had intensified music for that scene, for the training montage. Because I don't know, it wasn't like all the other ones. It wasn't like the first one or the second one, especially the second one. I wish it was just more brutal. But at the same time, it was understandable, because there's a scene where they talk about Donnie's injuries. So it made sense. So it's understandable. It was just from my perspective that I wish that they made the training montage scene more brutal or more dramatic. It's just, I mean, even though he was injured, I just wish they made it more dramatic and have the music more intensified. At least just from my perspective, at least. But other than those two, there's pros. In my opinion, I thought the pros outweigh the cons. I love the story. I love the characters. I love the fight scenes, especially that in real life, Michael B. Jordan is an anime fan. and I love anime as well. I'm more of a superhero fan. I'm more of a superhero comic book fan, a few bits more than an anime fan. But I do know the reference of anime, and there's scenes where he was doing certain scenes and it had anime references, and I was like, okay, that is fire in a live action movie. That's pretty cool, and I thought it was really cool. I thought it was awesome. It was so cool, so dope. I was like, damn, and I love the camera work on how they did that too. It was just flawless, and I love the fights. The fight scenes is it I went from this to this. But overall, for a person that I recommend the movie. I recommend that you should see it. In my opinion, I don't think it's not the best, but it's not the worst either. I mean, a lot of people say Rocky. Some people would say Rocky Five is not the worst, but it's like the silliest. I personally love all the Rocky movies. In the Creed franchise, is this the best one? I mean, everyone's version of best is different from the other. Like, in my opinion, do I think it's the best one in the franchise? No. Do I think it's the worst in the franchise? No. That's a tough question. In the Creed franchise, I don't think any of them are the worst. They're all good. They're all great. They're like none of them are the none of them. Well, I want to say they're all the best, but they're all not the worst. I mean, I personally think they're all good. I think they're all great. Every film has their own pros and cons. And in this film, I think it has way more pros than the cons. Yeah, I honestly would love to see it again. I would give this film a 9 out of 10. I would give this film a 9 out of 10. I highly recommend for you guys to see it. If you are a boxing fan, a fight fan, MMA fan, a Rocky fan like myself, I recommend you guys to see this movie. This movie was fire. And the next review I'm going to be doing is also Jesus Revolution. That's going to be my next review. And I want you guys to love yourselves. I want y'all to take care of yourselves. And I want y'all to stay blessed. And I'm pretty sure that's basically it. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, that's it. I'm gone.